Now, what are we gonna do now? This thing's been on here long enough. I think I'm gonna take that masking tape off. And I haven't let it dry overnight or anything, but the cool thing is with the crazy glue gel, you don't have to. As long as it's dry, you can work on it. And I'm gonna go ahead and put some caulking on there. Now, the other thing you could do is you could let this dry overnight and let it bond on there. Chances are, if this ever broke again, it could break in a slightly different place, or it'll rip off the particle board on the inside of this. It won't, the glue's not actually gonna come off. It's gonna break in a slightly different way in how it did before. But in any case, I'm gonna go ahead and put masking tape on this and get ready to caulk it in. I'm gonna do that on the inside. Also gonna do it on the outside here, well, the inside here, and fill this up, make it look a lot better than what it looks like now. So I thought I'd do this like this. Have you ever heard the saying, it's all in the prep, baby? I'm gonna try this, and I'm gonna put the caulking right there, wipe it off with a putty knife, and it's gonna leave the edge as tall as the masking tape. Remember, I was telling you I was trying to get this done before Mommy got home, but she just got home, so that means I've been at this for, an hour and a half. But the show must go on. And I've got a putty knife, and I carry a couple different ones in my bag. See, this one here used to be square. I've used it so much scraping on grout, trying to get stuff off before sealing showers and floors and stuff. Look at that. Can you believe that? A nice stiff one. That must have taken me forever to do that. And so I ended up going to the store and I bought some cheap little ones. These are really flexible. See, this one here is not as flexible, and I probably should get one of these for my go-to one. But I ended up buying 2 of these, and this one I bend on and use for scraping. I try to save this one for when I need to do putty. See how nice and straight the edge is? This one here's got a slightly little bend in it, and it's just not as good. So I'm gonna use that, and I'm just gonna take my caulking and put on there. And see, it doesn't matter if it spooges over, does it? Because it's on the masking tape. And yes, it's gonna leave a little edge, but I don't really care too much about that. It's gonna be such a small thing, and it's gonna be kind of concealed because it's such a small line. See, there's no way I could do this and not get it all over. I mean, I could do it without masking tape, wipe it off, take a sponge in my finger and all that. And I've done that way before too. So see, I can just put it on like that. And get it just the edge. And what I'm gonna have to do is do 2 coats. Because caulking shrinks when it dries. Did you know that? That's the other reason. I just thought I would leave this masking tape on until it dries all the way, and then I'll put a little bit more on. And I'll try to be careful to get just the joint. I don't want to get too much over on the rest of the masking tape, because then that builds my edge up that much more, you know. So doing just 1 coat just is not going to cut it, is it? And so now I'm going to do inside here. Where are we? Boy, this is going to be kind of tricky because I've got to get in there too. But I think I can do it. Okay, I had a little bit right there. And see, I got those holes where the, I'm gonna do this with my left hand. I got the holes where the old hinge was. And see, that's really gonna sink in when it dries. Well, that's why I went ahead and put masking tape there too. I mean, I don't normally do it this way. I wanted to try it, see how well it worked or didn't work. My loss is your gain, right? Let's see if I can. I don't have to be perfect or anything, because that, like I say, that's going to shrink. I'm going to have to put some more on. See all that mess I got? But I can just leave it just like that until it dries. And try to take off as much excess, because when I pull the masking tape off, I'm hoping that it's not gonna fray the caulking or rip up the rest of the caulking or such. This is the inside of the cabinet, so I'm not as concerned on the outside there. I'm just using that to wipe it off. Then I can let that dry, or I can wipe this. Take this off like so. Okay. Put that on my cardboard. I should have had a paper towel ready. Once it's dry on your finger, or most of it, you can just wipe it off. See there? Or if it's on there a little bit, just wet it with some water. It comes off. Okay. I don't want to let this set too long. I'm just going to let it stay like that until it skins up. The outside skins up. Well, a little bit longer than that, I guess. Because like I say, I want to get this as thin as possible between the two things of masking tape. I don't get it over too much, so that when I pull the masking tape off, I'm hoping it's just going to leave a nice little line there. And yeah, it's going to be slightly raised, so if you feel the inside of your cabinet, oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, you'll be able to feel it a little bit. Okay. Well, there's your first step. Let that dry a little bit, and we'll do some more. I pulled my sheetrock knife apart, and there's my sheetrock blade. And you see there's a drip right there of the crazy glue. And so I'm going to use that as my blade. I took it out. I'm just going to kind of use it in a shaving motion to get that off. See, remember when I was putting that on, I didn't think it was going to run, but you remember I said, oh, I should have put some masking tape on? That's why I should have. Oh, I think I got most of it. I'm just using the sharper bit. pretty good, actually. You just don't want to gouge it or anything, because if you do, this melamine is not very thick. I expect I might, when I pull the masking tape off, I may have to check it again with some more. But in a pinch, I'll use my sheetrock knife blade as my razor blade, because lots of times I don't carry a little razor blade holder in my nail bag, so every once in a while I'll have to pull my sheetrock knife apart and use that. Okay, just be careful with it. You don't want to cut yourself with that. And get the sheetrock knife that's retractable. They have some, believe it or not, that are not retractable. And lots of sheetrockers, they'll do that when they're cutting sheetrock and stuff like that, because then it doesn't want to push the blade back in. But I would not suggest that for you to buy one of those. Get one that's adjustable, retractable. And whenever I don't use it, I leave it inside like that. Be safe, not sorry.